going to sing one chorus of this and I'm going to move on. Get out your way. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart to the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord. Oh, complete, yes. My soul says yes. Can you give God a great praise right here? Man, I've been singing this song all day and I sung a little bit, so I'm going to get out your way now, sir, bro. I'm just going to find this sound. I'm going to try this one. Yeah. I'm going to find it. Can I find it? All right. It's an old song says. You know some folks, they rather have houses on land. Oh, some folks.
Hey guys, we got hey guys, I see you there, Darius. I'm setting up. Sorry about that. I'm live. We're just about ready.
And they forget about.
Buckle up. Get you something to drink. We're gonna be doing the very first part of this video, but I want to get this
my choice
shared out really quick.
You know the road gets rough. And the going
So
gets
let
tough.
me get that together.
Yeah. And the hills are
Took me a little bit
hard
longer
to climb.
to get
But
it
you know
together
what?
than I wanted it to.
I started out over 25 years ago.
But Cory playing, ain't he?
Yeah, how about it? And there was no doubt. Can you believe it, Pop? There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah, I decided to make Jesus my choice.
Here we go. Playing, ain't he? Absolutely incredible. So let me send it as we listen.
Ah, yeah. Some folks, they rather have houses, yeah, and land. Oh, some folks taste true silver and gold. Everybody want everything. Things they treasure and forget about their soul. I decided to make Jesus. I gotta make him my choice. Last time, it feel good to me. Yeah, I can testify that the road got rough. The going got tough. And the hills are hard to climb.
good.
I decided. Get on this, Doc. Get on this. Listen.
Look at how he's controlling the band.
I decided.
It's not just about the playing, it's about that whole sound right there.
I decided. Yes,
Glenn
sir.
Gibson jumping right in on organ.
Oh, yes, I do. I decided. Sometimes you gotta make a choice in life. Which way do I want to go? I decided. Hey, come what may, whatever be time. Yeah, I decided. Yes, I did. I'm over my time, but I decided to make Jesus. I decided to make Jesus. Oh, I decided. I want to get out your way. But the first, don't preach. But the first,
He might not be no preacher, but he certainly preached on the piano there. Thank you, Darius. So we jumping in right
disagree.
in about.
I'm not a pastor.
Let me go ahead and start this off. Going back.
Yes,
Let me give it a little more volume right there.
yes, Lord. From the
Hope you're at a piano because we definitely want you to be able to, follow along.
Yes, Lord. Complete, yes. My soul says yes. Can you give God a great praise right here? Man, I've been singing this song all day and I sung a little bit, so I'm going to get out your way now. So, bro.
There we go. That's all we're gonna do. That right there. We got a little time. Okay. Let me try that again. Okay, he found his little sound. We are ready. Let me see. Okay, so one more time.
It's an old song says. You know some folks. Amen.
There we go. I gotta find a better system. Okay, so here we are. We're going back.
Houses.
We're ready. This is Jada on piano. Let me pause it. This is Jada on piano. We listened to Cory there to open up a little bit. We lost 8 minutes listening to Cory there, but that's okay because I feel a little bit pumped up after that. I'm just ready. I'm just ready to roll with it now. So, Jada on piano, we make music, make sense. And what we're making sense today is a little bit of Cory. We're not going to go too deep. We want to start off this episode 1. I'm excited for the people that are here. I want to start out with giving you what the foundations are that we're learning to transcribe. So why are we doing this? A lot of people think you might not want to or need to transcribe, but in reality, just like when babies learn, they learn by imitation. They learn by watching, and they pick up exactly what they see, right? So in the same way, as young musicians, as growing musicians, we watch other people and we do what they do. We don't have to create something new from scratch all the time, right? So with that in mind, we learn our voicings, we learn placement, we learn rhythms, we learn progressions, we learn all that stuff by listening. We're going to listen to Cory. That we heard it already, that 30-second clip. So the most important things, as he starts again, let me see.
Yes, Lord.
There we go. We need the key. First thing we need We can't transcribe anything if we don't know what the key is. And then as we're listening, we want the key, and we want the bass note, and we want the melody note. Okay, so those are the key things that we are listening for as we listen to Cory. Key, bass note, melody note. Then we're going to fill in the chord, what's in the middle of the chord. So we got the outsides, and then we fill in the middle. We don't have to wonder anything else if we've got the middle filled in. So let's listen and grab the key. And I'm going to say, I already know what the key is, but I have not worked through this song again. This is going to be an authentic type of experience for everybody here. So I know what the key is, but let's listen. The key, if you want to hum with it, the bass note of the first chord he hits is our key. So let me go back.
I'm gonna sing one chorus of this and I'm moving. Yes, Lord.
So if you didn't catch it, I'm gonna go up an octave because that's too low for me to hit. Now, if you're like most people, they start by hitting the note C. Let me hum the note and then hit the C. See, that's off. See that? There's our key. Now let's check if our hum was right. Again, we're going to be rewinding a lot. Let's hear it. As soon as he hits it.
Yes,
we're with it. See that? So we've got our key. Now that we've got our key, let's go ahead and get the numbers in the key so we've got something to work with. We don't just want to have to guess, oh, it might be this chord, it might be this chord. Let's get some foundation with our chords. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. See that? So we've got our numbers. What does that mean? I'm going through this quick. If you want other lessons on the actual number system, I've got some videos. I'm going to be going through some lessons later on, but we're transcribing right now. So let's get our chords. And I'm doing just the triads right this second. You know what? I'll do the 7. Let's go ahead. That's the 1 chord. It's the 2 chord. That's the 3 chord. That's the 4 chord. That's the 5 chord. That's the 6 chord. That's the 7 chord. And back to the 1 chord. So we've got all of our chords. Same if I just started down here. You see what I'm saying? Sorry. So we know what we're working with now, right? Now let's listen. When we hear the bass notes, there's 2 things that's happening. First of all, we most of the time have 2 choices, but we'll go through that as we're listening. Now, let's get the beginning again.
Sing one chorus of this and I'm moving. Yes, Lord.
Okay, so he just gave us 2 chords right there, and we know we're here, and we said our chord was this. And let's hear what our top note is. So we're only taking about this 30-second piece so we can really dial down on what we're doing. We know this.
Yes, Lord. Yes,
so let's see what we hear at the top. Is it the F? We got 3 choices of what is at the top.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
I think I'm playing the middle. Hold on, let me give myself a little volume.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
So I think I'm hearing this in root position. That was our first chord. Then we're hearing he went here. Okay? What are our 2 choices that I was saying just a second ago about having 2 choices? Now, we said this chord was the 7 chord. So we're using our ear, we're listening, and we're thinking, okay, well, is that what I heard? Let's see if we can hear that with it. Gonna go all the way back. Let's hit the first one with it as he hits it.
Yes, Lord.
See?
Yes, Lord.
And as you're listening, if you play along with it, that's really going to help because you'll be able to tell if that's right. This is how you're learning to transcribe, okay? That's not right, okay? We're here. So that was our first choice, the root position. We've already said that is not right. Let's go to our second choice. Our second choice often is our first inversion chord. I guess you could say we have another choice with our second inversion as well, but for most occasions, the chord is in first inversion. So what chord in our key has a C in it, but it's in first inversion? So here's our chords again. We don't have a C. I'm gonna go down here. No C. Okay, here's a C, but that C is at the top. So first inversion will be here. That's not right. Okay. Let's go there. Oh, look, there's a C. What will first inversion give us? Well, look at that. And look at how convenient it is. Let's try it with our thing. We heard her play it twice. See that? So we've got that. Let's listen right along with him.
I'm gonna sing one chorus of this and I'm more. Yes, Lord.
So, see, as I played the inversions, we could hear where we were and not. Got a little pedal in there. Let me get my pedal. Okay, we've got that much.
Yes, Lord.
So let's hear what we hear our bottom, and we already know what our sixth chord is. Let's hear what the top note is to make sure the inversion.
Yes, Lord.
So we're really here, okay? So we were, and while we're talking about this, I'm hearing this E flat in this first chord. I don't just hear it super open. I hear that next note in it. You hear that? Now, I'm hearing the D flat on top, but we may have that A flat trailing
I'm gonna sing one chorus of this.
like this as well.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart.
Let me get back. Okay. Right? We've got this much going so far. If you're going with me here, we've got our 1, but we've also got an add 2 in there. And then we've got, he might be just hitting that and holding on to that. See what I'm saying? So we've got 3 chords of this. We're already, 10 or so seconds into it, going back.
I'm gonna sing one chorus of this and I'm more. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
So, and then let's get the next chord. Now, this was our key, and we're searching. We're like, we were here, and we're like, let's listen. If you're listening right along with me, you're probably like, okay, let me use the chords in my key. Is that chord? Is that chord? No, it's not. And it's like, I can't find it. Now let's actually hum that note we hear. So we can talk about that a little bit.
Yes, Lord.
This is me playing the bass note.
Yes, Lord.
We're here. Okay, you hear that real good. And then you hear this. And it's like, let me hum that note and play the scale. We didn't hear that at all, did we? Didn't hear that at all. So let's try other notes. Now we were here, and then we need to know. That's what he hit. That's what we need right now. And I actually played the chord there.
Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my
And he's really got the he's really got a lot of this going on. I'm hearing this, and then I hear this, and then I hear that, and that as well. You may have to hear them in pieces. Now, let's hear if we hear that thicker. Sometimes you want to double notes because it gives you a stronger foundation. So let's see, listen to the different choices. Hear that? Hear how that changes? Every time I'm hitting something, see that? Every time I hit something there, it's changing the texture of that. And that's why you want to hear and imitate what other people are doing, because you're not going to play this. If you play this song, that's one thing. But if you're playing something else, you want to know what would be a good voicing for me to use in the songs I'm playing. Well, it's going to depend on what kind of texture you want. So if you need something a little bit thicker, you're going to have a lot more notes. You're going to have doubled notes. Sorry. See, that's real full, but something like this, that's a lot more open. That's even more open. See that 4 notes? None of them are doubled. So, and the full chord would be something like that. So you have all these choices there. Okay, let's go with it.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart.
Okay, we need the next chord now, and actually he's playing this here. So he played the first part here. Right? I hear that E flat in there. So, why is he down here? We got that. But then, this is dark when he first started. Right? Now, let's see what we got. Now, listen to this chord. I actually just jumped right to it without any thought. Now, I'm hearing so again, I was hearing the bass note, and then I heard the melody note. Let's hear it so you can hear it. And then coming through real strong. So we've got our bass. Now we hear something else in there too. That would be real open. Now listen, I already hit it once, but let's hit it one more time. Thank you so much. Hope you're at a piano so you can jump right in and be playing along. Next chord. If you hear right there in the middle, we got this. You hear that? And you get better at hearing different things if you play them, right? And so I'm gonna put this E. Let's listen and see if that E flat is in there too. Kind of hum it to yourself as he gets to that chord. Yes, both of them are in there. So we've kind of got this. It's giving us the A flat 6 and 9. So we were here. Hear how that gives us real open, and then this is a nice open sound. It's a quartal chord, because we've got all these fourths, so quartal, like quarter, fourth part. All of this is quartal in that part, but we've got this A flat down here. So since it's A flat, and we've got our, this is our 9, or add 2. There's our 5, and it's giving us a 9 because we got the 6 in here instead of a 7, or the major 7. We've got the 6, so it gives us that 9 feel there. Okay, so everything up to this point, and I like to go back while I'm getting a song. We've got, it says 13 seconds, but he started here. And then, right? So we've got this much of the song, right? We've got these chords. Let's keep going. Remember, the whole thing that he played was only 30 seconds, so we're halfway through. I hope you've got these chords and you're playing along with me. Okay, so let's get a little bit more so we can hear the context.
From the bottom of my heart.
Okay. So this is, I played what I heard first in the melody. I heard that F, and then I heard this. Okay, let's listen because we need the middle. But we've already got thoughts. Now here, this is why I really say listen to what's in, or get the outside, because a lot of times when you get this part, you've already got thoughts. Now, 2 things are happening right here. Okay, number one, we are getting the notes of the chord, but sometimes, especially with somebody as skilled as Cory, he's going to go outside the key. We know this note is in our key, but we know this note is not in our key. But we've just established this note as part of the things that he's already playing, right? So for this song, we need a chord that has an A in it and an F in it. And since we like to build things in thirds, I'm going to go ahead and put the F on the bottom. So we can go here and here. Well, our obvious next choice would be that, because we like thirds. So we see this, and I just kind of stuck this down here to flip that inversion, so it'll give me a third. It's good to know your intervals, the distance, so that you can know what your distances are right there. You see what I'm saying? So we've got this. Even though we've got this, we need to figure out what the whole chord is. If we can't always hear the note, we should have some ideas. So we've got this spread here. Now, we know it's not in our key, so we're going to have to, and we've already thought it might be this. So since this is here, let's go ahead and put this here. See how we feel about that as he plays it. If it matches up, because we had thoughts.
Yes, Lord. From the bottom of my heart
Okay.
to the depths of my soul.
Okay.
From the bottom of my heart.
See how that matched? It went right with it. And we were able to do a little detective work there and figure out we needed this note. And so now I'm doubling it, this F here, to make it a little, a little stronger. So we had sorry, that's the chord. Here we go. And now we need the next part. So we were here, and then that bass note, sometimes you hear the melody first, sometimes you hear the bass note. We were here, and then I heard the bass note. Again, my first thoughts are already things in the key. Oh. There we go. Even though I'm in a different octave, I'm singing here, and he was playing here. There's our bass note. Now, I heard the bass note, and I still heard this. Well, guess what? That's what our chord is in this key. But let's go ahead and build it out further. That's what our 7th chord would be. So I'm thinking I want to put these notes in the middle. Okay, we got that. So let's keep listening, because there's more to that chord. I heard it. See, are you hearing? And then he gave us that part that helped us. So he's giving us the minor 9. If we'd kept building it up, we would see that minor 9. But it needs to be, remember, these are the outsides of the chord. So everything else needs to be, I want it a little bit thicker. That's there. And then our minor 9. See that? So we got this in here. Now let's play that little last part together. From the bottom of my heart to the depth of my soul. See, now we're ready. And then I heard the next note. Okay, that's our bass note, which is in our key. So the first thought we're thinking is this. Let's hear how that matches up. And I'm saying this if you can't actually, when you hear specific chords and specific chords types, this is why it's important to learn them. You'll hear them and know exactly what it is and jump right to that chord because you've played it so many times before. But if you don't know it, use your clues, use the tools that you have. We're thinking something like this, root, first inversion, second inversion. Let's see if we're right. Let's hear. That's not right. See that? So that was our first thought. So now we need to hear again what's happening. He used something else. Let's. So again, this is all I'm hearing. We were here. What was the chord before that? And then we have this one. From here, that's what we're hearing. So now I need a chord with an A and an F in it, okay? Or A flat, I'm sorry. A flat and an F, because we're hearing the A flat in the bass, the F at the top. We're about halfway through this song, and we're also a little bit halfway over our time. We're only going to be here an hour. Let's keep going. Yes, oh. Yes. Now, as I was saying before, he kind of helped us out after playing that chord. He arpeggiated, which means he played each note one after another. If we couldn't hear the chord, he just played the whole thing as an arpeggio. One thing you can do on YouTube, you hit that little cogwheel there, and it says playback speed. If you can't hear it at tempo, so far we've been able to jump right in at tempo. But if you're out of options, and it doesn't hurt to listen to it slower anyway, and then practice it slower, then use that as like your metronome template and work it back up to normal speed. So I'm going to go to half speed right here so we can make sure we get it. I'm going to go back over there. Now, did you hear that? Now, we're hearing this. And we heard the first note in the arpeggio. We heard all of that. Let me let you hear it one more time. I'm going to play along with it if I can. See that? So we know these are our notes and we know this is here. So now let's play the chord with it. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and speed it back up. Oh, wrong button. Sorry. Hear that? So we got it. So So by slowing that down, let's get that whole section together.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
See that? We did it. Just as simple as that. Now, what was the chord? The chord was that F diminished. This is what it looks like in root position. See that? That's an F diminished chord. We're playing it in first inversion. Okay? So we have our chord. And then, let's keep going.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
So if you heard this, this is what we're hearing. Dun, dun, dun. And I know you've heard this before. Dun, we're hearing that whole thing. Dun, 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 dun. Now we need to get the melody. Listen to it again.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
And then he went further, but we need both of those chords. Okay?
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
And then we're hearing this, and this. Now, again, because we know our thirds and our intervals, if I switch the position, we're here like this. We can see that another third will put us right there. So let's try something like that. Or, and I'm thinking I hear this still in here. So we're going to try. This is why I'm breaking this stuff down, so you guys can get some new chords if you don't have them, and put them in next time you hear them. You'll be able to use them.
Bottom of my heart. To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
So I do hear this right here. Hear that? We hear that G and the F. So it's like an E flat 2. Right? It does say the add 2 right there. We're having E flat 2 in first inversion because it sets us up nicely, and we already said this, and we still hear this. Okay? Sorry. Now remember, we're in D flat, so we've got this chord. This would be in our key. This is not in our key. This is not in our key, but notice how he's using it in D flat, and here's why we can use it in D flat. He's singing the melody from the bottom of my heart. So we have that F. The F is our melody, and then we just harmonize with a chord that's out of the key. So where we go? We were here from the bottom of my heart. That's what he's doing. So he's saying on that F, from the bottom of my heart, right? To the depths. See that? Oh. And then we're here. Whatever little run he did there. I'm not a singer. And then, yes, Lord. Right? So he's using the melody note from the key that we're in and harmonizing them with chords out of the key. This is another reason why you transcribe, because you're learning not only just how to use the chords in your key, you're learning how to use them out of the key. I'm going to dive into the theory of this particular song in a whole different video to break it down, but right now I'm just getting you the notes, the chords, you know how to play it. You can play this without understanding it. Right? And then we're on the next chord.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
Okay. And I already told you that. So we got that. Now, these two notes are in our key. So our first thought is this right here. Because that's our 4 chord, right? This is our first thought. But we have to hear if that goes with it.
Yes, Lord.
See, that didn't match. So let's hear and try to hum that note you're hearing.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
We hear that again. What do you know? It's that note he introduced way long ago. So we got this. He's using it again. Pay special attention to special notes when they get added to the key, because if they've already been introduced, chances are they're going to get used again and again. And let me go ahead and say this off top. Even though these 7 notes are in our key, that's our global key, that's where the song is, that's where the melody is coming from. See, he's singing this. This is the melody note, but he's got that in the chord. But what we need to realize is you can actually use every single note in every key. But we'll see that further and further as we get to future episodes. But right now, just know that it's possible. So he's already given us this one for sure. And he's given us this one. And he's given us this one. He just gave us that one, right? With that chord. He gave us this one with this chord and this chord. And now with something of this chord, some type of chord that's there. Let's keep going. See what we've got. Hold on.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
So, now we played this chord here. Notice this is the exact same chord but using a different inversion. See that? This is open in this way. This is much darker. I like that. We were here. See that? It's darker, but I just like that feel right there. We don't want to, we were here, and then he didn't want to go up here. Could, but that's brighter. We're moving down. So why not? Darker works. And now we've got a new voicing. So we can play this chord like this. We can play it like this. We've got 2 ways to play a new chord already. That's not even in our key. Now, I'm giving you the chord because I just jumped right to it. I couldn't help myself. I was hearing it. Plus, I was already thinking it because I was here and we've been doing this. We just keep falling, so I'm expecting to go here. Now, let me tell you what's going on with that.
Yes, Lord.
Okay, so we're almost done. Notice we're almost to the end of this. We've only got a few things left. Now, this is really our main 1 chord. But once again, he added that 2 just for a little extra thickness. Instead of just a real open chord like this, he's giving it a little thickness. See what I'm saying? By adding that note. Okay? But he did the same thing this time. He's putting it in true to form like he did with this. We're here. Well, watch this. A nice inversion for that. We're here on this chord. And we drop right to it. We only changed 2 fingers. This is here and this is here. But we changed this and this. So, see that? Real nice, smooth voice leading. So we here. We're right there. Okay? We got that.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord.
Ready?
Complete, yes.
Okay, so now I also, in transcribing hear progressions. I know I'm in this key. If I know my progressions in that key, the 1 to 4, 1 to 5, you know, stuff like that. I just heard him, that whole phrase he did. It's much harder to hear the progressions when he's close like this. Right. It's harder to hear them when they're back to back because they don't move that way in a key. But then he just did a 7-3-6. And I know the 7-3-6 is the C, F, and B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I heard that. Now we got to get the melody notes for the.
Yes, Lord. Complete, yes.
So it sounded like he was walking it right way up. Right? I heard that happening, but let's see how that matches because that sounds a little weird. So let's see what's going on there.
Yes, Lord. Complete, yes.
Oh, he was on this. He was here for that chord, and then now that makes good sense. So let's get him. That's our chord, and we know for this key, that's our chord. But let's see if he does it. And then for this key, oh, now this is wide open, but our chord for this key is normally that. And then, and we already said this chord, and he played it like that once, and he played it like that. So we've got a couple of options here. Let's see what happens. Let's get him.
Yes, Lord.
I'm gonna stop it
Complete.
now. Oh, did we hear that? I'm gonna hit it right with it, or try to. I don't know if there's a delay.
Complete, yes.
Now that's what it is, our key.
Complete, yes.
Now I hit two different ones. I hit this, and then I hit this. Notice how this is a half step apart. Subtle difference. It comes down to, do I hear a diminished chord? Do I hear a minor chord? And now let's listen, because both of those are choices with what he did.
Yes, Lord. Complete, yes.
See, I heard this note instead of what's in our key. It's such a subtle difference, and I'm really almost hearing. I hear that real open like that. Okay. Now we got one of them. We got the first one. Now let's see what's between those F's.
Complete, yes.
But that doesn't sound quite right. That's what we expect. But this is Cory.
To the depths of my soul. Yes, Lord. Complete, yes.
I think I'm hearing that A in there again. Let's listen.
Yes, Lord.
Try to play it with it.
Complete, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think he's. Right. So. Oh, that's nice. I just
To the
love.
depths of my soul. Yes, Lord. Complete, yes.
It's before we get that bottom note in there. He went down to the low one. Let me listen to it clean again. Yep. Now, I've only got a few minutes left here, but one of the things that I really, really like about what he just did is we're on this chord here, and we didn't lead into the 7-3-6 or anything. He just went straight into it. Right? Now we're on this chord. That felt good. We were here. Sorry. Now, let's see what happens. We're almost there. We only got one phrase left.
Yes, Lord. Complete, yes.
Okay. And then he did something special. Now, we hear all this, pedal is down. This is important because we're hearing this ring out. Let's get the melody notes first. That may be the easiest one to hear.
Complete, yes.
So I heard da-na, and I hear that in my chord. Da, na, that's what I'm hearing. Da-na. So hearing that so far. Now let's get the next part. We listen. Now, then I'm hearing lower. Da-na. So we play those together. So we're there, and we've got this pedal down. And let it up as you're playing. Okay? And what is happening there? All it is resolving this to a nice, we're on the B flat chord, but then to emphasize it, we're on B flat minor, sorry. Now we're emphasizing this B flat major, which is really turning into a B flat dominant, because this is what's being heard. So that's B flat dominant, right? Now, as soon as I hear a dominant chord, I know it's taking me somewhere. B flat dominant isn't in our key, but what is a dominant chord is a 5 chord. What does B flat dominant take us to in our last few minutes here? If you know your keys, you know B flat is the 5 of E flat. And what do you know? That's our B flat dominant. So as soon as he does this, right, I am expecting an E flat chord to be next. Now, in our key though, we need to remember E flat is not major in our key. Look at this. It's our 1 chord. It's our 2 chord. So our E flat in this key is minor, but our 5 is still dominant, right? So we're expecting some form of an E flat minor. Let's hear what we get. Look at that. And we hear that. And that's our outer part of the chord. We've got it. Now let's fill it in. So you start hearing these things. When you see resolutions, we got this on the outside. Okay. Oh, I'm going back too far. Let me. And then he played them separate. I'm hearing that, but what else is with it? Because there's 2 notes there. really could put the whole thing in there. And knowing Cory, he probably did. Reason I say that is because his hands are absolutely huge. I can get this stretch just barely. He probably can get here to here. You know, as you can see, that is I'm just barely grabbing it. He can grab that with ease. I'm pretty sure. So, you know, this is nothing for him. But that openness and the fullness is just one of the things that's really cool about him. If you cannot get this, knowing what the chord is means you can fill it up in here. See what I'm saying? Or you do it like that. Because he did it like that anyway. See what I'm saying? Or play it out with the left hand. Or right hand, I mean. See what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, it just felt better like that. So we had that's where we are. We got a few more minutes, and we're on the last phrase. I love this chord. Okay, so this is, and we also know that this E flat is our 2. And so since I'm on the 2 and I'm at the end of a song, I'm expecting a 5, my dominant of D flat. We know 2-5-1 is our most used chord progression. And I got the A flat. I heard the A flat. But I really like this chord. Listen to this. That's at the top. We had that. Now last time we had this. Well, it's not this because I'm hearing a dominant chord, number 1. And I am expecting a dominant also because we're near the end of the song. So we already know we've got our 13 in the chord because dominant means it has the flat 7. So I need the flat 7 in here too. That's in there somewhere, right? Since I know it's dominant. Now, I'm just going to go ahead because I'm only at a couple of minutes. He's probably playing the whole thing like that. I like to play it that in the left hand and then double it up again. Listen how full this is. That's just rich. You know, that's like the icing on the top. Don't believe me? Listen with it. Just wonderful. Now, and then we heard the melody. We're still hearing this. So we resolved it. That's our 13 sus as it's telling us. Let's go and resolve that. Let's see how much he resolves it. We hear that E flat at the top. My soul says. I'm hearing that. Let's see if that's our voicing. Yes. My soul says yes.
Can you give God a great praise?
I think he's filled it all the way up. You don't often hear that, but I think he did that. And then our last chord. Now, if I want to get this run really quickly, spend a good amount of time on this, considering it was only 30 seconds. We went through it slow.
Praise right here.
So it sounds like, something like that. Probably more helpful to jump. And he got that E flat in up at the top there to finish it off. So we've got all of that. Now, let me put this back on normal, but we're done. What I've got, I want to play this really quickly from what I remember happening. And this is why I think it's important for you to go back each little phrase you do, because you might not remember if you don't. But this was short enough. I think I've got it. Let's see. Sorry. And then you get something like that. So if you want to practice through that, you know, there's the whole song. My hour is up. I'm probably going to be giving you guys the theory in another video, but not a live video. I'm just going to post it on the page, so go ahead and subscribe so you can get that when it comes out, just the theory of what happened. We've already got all the notes and everything, but we want to be able to use this in other songs. We got some chords, we got some new chords, so we got some new chords outside of D flat. We want to use them in other places, and that's what transcription is really helpful for you to do. So we got that. You can get that later on. Share it with some of your friends if you liked this content. You think they need to learn this song, or they need to learn how to transcribe. They got a lot of stuff to learn musically. Send them here. We're going to be doing this for 40 straight weeks. This was week 1. So I hope you guys learned a lot with me. We learned this song. Only took an hour. So I will see you next week live. Bring some friends with you so everybody can learn together. Come back to this video. Learn all the notes. Play this song next week. You can play it for talk music. So anyway, you guys take care, and I will see you next week.